So when we're preparing for interviews, it's really important that we do our research so that we know what a company is looking for in a candidate. We learned that in order to be an informed candidate, you have to do your homework. But at Work It Daily, we also take it a step further, because if you want to find a company that you love and that you want to work for and that is truly a fit for you, you need to understand a very specific concept, and we call it the mindset of being a business of one. Let's talk about what that means. As a business of one, you have to think of the employer as your potential customer. You need to sell them on you. So that means you need to be really clear on your brand and what you have to offer them. You also need to make the best use of the time you spend together. That interview time is crucial. This is why preparing and knowing what you bring to the table is key. Not only will you be able to have great answers to their questions, but you should have great questions for them ready as well. And lastly, it's so important that we try to anticipate the needs of the employer so that you can provide them with the exact information they need to see you as a fit. When you know ahead of time your skills and knowledge and how they benefit the company, it's going to be much easier to impress them. What problems can you solve for them? What pain can you alleviate with your skills? This is what's vital for you to deliver in that interview. Right. So now we can see how important it is that we do our research prior to going to that interview. But you're probably wondering, what exactly should I study on Glassdoor? Well, I'm going to give you 4 questions that you should try to answer about the company before you go on that interview in order to prepare properly. Number 1, how do employees deliver value? What do they do on a daily basis that makes an impact? Number 2, what personal traits are needed to succeed? Those are those soft skills that you use every single day in order to really make a difference. Number 3, how will you know that you're doing a good job? What are the signals that the work that you're doing is effective? And number 4, what kind of person doesn't succeed at the company? You want to know people who have failed so that you can avoid making the same mistakes. Let's take a look at an example of how this works. For starters, Bain & Company. That first question, how do employees deliver value? Well, as we scroll through their profile and their reviews, you can see that it's all about making an impact. For that second question, what personal traits are needed to succeed? Lots of talk around unwavering focus on true north. How will you know if you're doing a good job? Well, here we're seeing lots of references to solving problems. And lastly, what kind of person doesn't succeed at the company? It's clear it's an individual who doesn't like challenges. Let's take a look at another company. How about Target? How do employees deliver value there? Well, we can see lots of references to great teamwork. What are the personal traits you need to succeed? The discussion is always around passion for great customer service. How will you know that you're doing a good job at Target? Well, it's all about being seen as a team player. And lastly, what kind of person doesn't succeed there? Well, it's clearly someone who isn't pleasant when helping others. Okay, let's go in a completely different direction and check out a company called Genentech. How do employees deliver value there? Well, it's all about changing the world. And what personal traits are needed to succeed? A commitment to passion and people and purpose is really important here. How will you know if you're doing a good job at Genentech? Well, it's all about finding new ways to do things. And what kind of person doesn't succeed at the company? It's someone who doesn't want to give back to society. Okay, so now that we've talked about what you can do to figure out what a company wants from you in the interview, I want to leave you with 3 final tips to help you get the most out of this preparation. Number 1, always look for keywords. It's important that you look for patterns in what they're talking about in the reviews and the summary section to get a good sense of what they need. Number 2, read more than just a couple reviews. The more you study all the different aspects of their profile on Glassdoor, the better sense you're going to get of what they're looking for. And finally, don't forget to look at the visuals. Pictures and videos that they've included, they can tell you a lot about the company and what they expect. So in summary, we've learned today that being an informed candidate means doing your research so that you know what a company is looking for. If you follow the steps that we've outlined here today, you're going to be better prepared by doing your homework and making sure that you make a great first impression.